review on the Alex Craft series by Kalayna Price. And there's just 2 books in this series so far, and there's Grave Witch, which is book 1, and Grave Dance, book 2, which is really recently released. These are recommended to me by Amazon, and I actually really enjoyed them. Like, I loved the covers because the girl in the cover had really nice hair. But the premise itself is okay. It's not about vampires or shifters or anything. It's about kind of witches, and the main character, she's a grave witch, so she has the ability to communicate with shades, which means like after someone dies, she can raise their kind of spirit from the body, and they can just remember their last moments of life, so she can question them and find out who killed them and what happened to them. And she can also communicate with ghosts, who can actually interact normally with her. So Alex is the main character. I liked Alex. I liked there's like an after effect of using her powers, which I've never seen before. Basically she gets impaired vision, and sometimes even blindness after using her grave sight or her grave witch powers. So that was quite interesting. Like, as I said, I never read about that before. Sometimes the storylines got a little bit confusing because she, with her powers, she's able to see with her grave sight and see into the etheric, and these are like 2 different things. Like, grave sight is like with the whole dead ghosts and all that, and etheric is more kind of like witch stuff. So yeah, that got a little bit confusing, but overall the story was really engaging, and there was really likeable characters, good pace, and plenty of intrigue and excitement. So I was really pleased. I do have to say that I prefer the first book to the second one. I suppose in these books there are witches and ghosts, but there's also fae, like fairies, and like they can change their appearance to people, because some of them look like kind of not human. And in the second book, the whole fae thing was brought in a lot more, and Alex and some people even went to fairy, like the fae world. And the majority of the time, I'm not mad about fairy storylines because they just go a bit weird and too much, kind of too out there. I prefer when books take place in kind of like the normal world, and because you deal with such kind of like paranormal topics and themes, it's nice to have it all take place in the normal world. Yeah, so it dragged out a little bit as well in the second book when they went into fairy, and the plot went a bit crazy and it was a bit too confusing at times, or just complicated, and the ending as well was quite abrupt, kind of left you unsatisfied, or I suppose the author wants to leave you wanting more. So I am looking forward to the third book. So they're just a couple of the negatives of the second book. Like, the first one was near perfect really for me. The second one just had a few negatives just because it dragged a little bit when they went to fairy. But they're good lengths really, they're not too short. I prefer like 90% of the time, I prefer when books are too long rather than too short. So yeah, I'm pleased with these books. They're decent read, and they're exciting, and I liked them. There's a love triangle in there too for people who kind of like that. And yeah, so I do recommend them. Check them out. And I'm not sure when the third one is coming out. Probably 2012 sometime. But yeah, so let me know what you think when you check them out. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to a spoiler review. So if you don't want any details or spoilers, please switch off now. Okay, so as I said, there is kind of a love triangle. I liked Phelan and Alex at the beginning, like their cute kind of slow antagonizing relationship, because I always kind of like those. But I wished for a little bit more development before kind of Phelan's intense devotion in book 2. Like, it could have gone on the implausibility route, in that he got a bit too obsessed with her and too in love with her a bit too soon. So yeah, a little bit more development in their relationship would have been nice. But yeah, they are kind of cute together. I have to say I instantly liked Death and Alex's relationship. I don't know why. Like sometimes I just, the minute I read their first few interactions, I like, yes, this is the relationship for me. So Alex and Death have this weird kind of cute, sweet relationship thing going. Um, his I love you or I love her in the second book, that can go, either two ways. It could be seen as cheesy and unfitting, or it could be seen as an amazing and fitting declaration of his love. I'm going to go for the latter, just because I want to think of it that way. Um, I do think the author could have developed them a bit more before all that. Like we needed a bit more background information on them kind of as a twosome, and the author gave us that in book 2 a bit, when it should have been in book 1. So she really got that backwards, which was a pity. So like the triangle is moving kind of like at an identical pace for both guys, and I'm still not sure what Alex thinks of both guys, especially Death, and I don't know really who she prefers. So I think the author needs to definitely add more to that there, because it's kind of all up in the air. I don't know, I'm kind of more leaning towards Death, I think. So yeah, as I said, the whole fairy thing dragged a bit in the second book, but as long as the author doesn't go too far and like the whole book takes place in fairy in the next one, I just hope not. The third one will probably be really good, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, so like there's good potential in these books, and yeah, so as I said, they're recommended. So check them out, and thank you very much for watching my review, and tune in to my next one.